Okay, so part three of my rant for today. First of all, I had to change my t-shirt because I didn't like the way it looked in the previous video talking about CDs. But as you see, this t-shirt has featured a turntable, physical, and actually a record player, not a turntable, an actual record player with speakers in a closed door, which I don't have and wouldn't have. But at any rate, it's a present from my family in the past. So change shirts. All right, so ongoing with my rant for the day because I just got to get all this stuff off my chest, off my mind. So again, I am so grateful I have my Denon receiver back. Haven't had it for about 5 weeks or so, and just having to struggle through listening to music on a wire through the CD, an RCA connection on my Technics receiver, in the replacement of the Denon while I was waiting on it to be repaired, and listening to movies in 2 channel or at best 3 channel. With the Phantom channel, the Phantom Cinema channel, and the two The Scholars, it's been really great. It's been very eye opening. I think I did a quick video about how amazing things are that you didn't know they were because you didn't use them that way. So anyway, I got my receiver back Sunday, and now I've been tweaking. One of the things that I have a Clips RC64 Mark III center channel that is capable of biamping or bi wiring because it has actual a high frequency connection and a low frequency connection. I've never done it before, and I said, you know what? I think this time I want to try. So I biamp my center channel. That's one of the things I did differently. I'm going to show you that really quick, kind of what it looks like on the back. Not that this is not something you guys don't already know. Maybe you haven't tried it. Maybe you thought about it yourself. So I did biamp my center channel, and honestly, it didn't get the effect that I thought. I'm thinking, I was thinking each speaker is going to have its own amplifier, and it's going to be clearer, brighter, better, more improved. The jury's still out. I don't know that I've heard a lot of difference in it really yet, but anyway, it's only been a couple of days and I'm trying it out. So I biamped my center channel. That's one thing I did differently. I have the 5 channel Emotiva amp. At some point, I think I've been thinking about getting the 3 channel Emotiva with the 450 watts, but it's kind of overkill because now that I've got my Denon back again and I did my Odyssey recalibration, the La Scalas are so sensitive that any bit of power is it's so much power when you're doing the sweeps. The channels when these La Scalas sweep, it sounds like somebody is beating down the room with sound just doing the sweep, the pulses. I'm like, wow, that's a lot. I don't think I need 450 watts per channel on these speakers. So I think I may just, instead of doing the 3 channel, just get a 7 channel, and that'll give me a total of 12 channels of amplification, one more than I need with the receiver. And I don't have to use any of the amps on the receiver, just a 7 and a 5. I get one extra. Now with that one extra, in this case, I put up a Voice of God speaker so that I can use Auro 3D because, Joe and Tell's been talking about it. China D, the Techno Dad's been talking about it. Audioholics, everybody's talking about Auro 3D. So I'm like, I want to try Auro 3D. So I put up a Voice of God speaker right above me up here in the black. So you're not going to really see it black on black, but it's there. So with the Voice of God, you take away one subwoofer. So I got 2 subwoofer outs, subwoofer 1, subwoofer 2. Subwoofer 2 is taken up by the Voice of God. So because I can't go directly from my subwoofer 2 output to a speaker, I have to route that into an amp. So that takes up 1 channel of amplification on my 5-channel amp. I gotta slow down. I feel like I'm talking too fast. So my 5-channel amp, I've got 1 channel for the left and the right, that's 2. I'm biamping my center channel, that's 2 more. That only leaves me 1 channel of amplification on my 5-channel amp left. So with that 1, Voice of God. So that's how that's breaking down with my 5-channel amp that I have now. And then all the other channels are being powered by the AVR, by Denon. All right, so that's something new. So got all these new little things coming up. So I want to talk about that and kind of like let you see it. It's a rat's nest behind my receiver. The next thing I got on my list of things I really want is a new rack, a nice metal rack on wheels with actual 2U, 3U stands and separation, something that's sturdy that I can move around. Because what it's on right now is very wobbly and rocky. I took it out of the gym and brought it in here, and I put my IKEA system back on the back wall just to kind of be a piece of furniture. So a rack is in the future at some point. You know, it's out there. It's waiting. That and a 7 channel, another 7 channel Emotiva. So I have no amplification coming from the Denon. So that at some point I want to move up to a processor. I'll have at least 12 channels of amplification already in-house. All right, so that's kind of what's happened so far. Oh, and additionally, so I have black velvet up top, and I had a piece of black velvet right here in the center channel, just the center, but it left open spaces where the carpet was shown on the floor. So I had more black velvet, so I figured I got to go ahead and spread this across. So I've got black velvet wall to wall now. So black velvet wall to wall covering the floor underneath the speakers. And so black wall, black floor, black ceiling. The only thing I need now is I'm looking at maybe getting some curtains, just like I have curtains here to block this opening. Another set of heavy black vinyl curtains that covers up the acoustics. It actually adds to the acoustics a little bit, but to blacken out the wall, because it's so nice looking at the screen and seeing nothing but the screen. Everything else is blacked out. Of course, the La Scalas are not black, so they stand out there. At some point, I am looking at the idea, if we stay in this house any longer, a false wall, put everything behind that wall, acoustically transparent screen, center, everything there, and put the subs in the corner loader. That's I'm in tweakaholics heaven. I think I can't stop tweaking. I don't know if you're like me, but I keep coming up with these other things. I watch everybody else's videos and they do things. It's got me thinking about what can I do next. This hobby is an evolution of change towards some in the distant future perfection, which we never get to, because as soon as you get close, some manufacturer somewhere in their lab creates something new that you just got to have all of a sudden. That's me. As soon as I think I'm happy, I'm done, this is it, I need no more, you come up with something else I just got to have. So I know it's going to happen. But for now, this is where we are. So I'm going to turn the camera around and kind of show you my Biamp. I'm going to show you my black velvet, show you behind the cabinet here for the Denon. And just lately, I went to, just really quick before I turn the camera around, I went to the movies to see Buzz Lightyear, the Lightyear movie. And I went to the IMAX Extreme and the big theater, and I really wanted to have this grand, I'm thinking, hey, the trailer looks so good. I was going to see this movie and hear great sound and everything. And to be honest with you, when I went to the theater, I was underwhelmed. It just wasn't as big and exciting as I thought it was. So this morning, I started to watch on Disney Plus Lightyear. I said, let me just watch it again. Man, in this room with my subs working. Oh, and that's another thing. I forgot. There's one other thing. So because I got the 5s, thank you for those of you who watched that video, I took one of the subs out of this room and took it up to the bedroom to be a sub with the 5. So it leaves me with 3 subs now. So I left my 3 best subs in the room. So because I don't have 4, one on each side of me now, the sub that is here, my best secondary sub, I put it right here behind me, near field, right behind this chair, and tuned it so that it's a perfect triangle here. I got 2 here and 1 directly behind me. Man, incredible. I'm feeling the rumble now. I don't have any butt shakers or anything in these chairs, but the sub near field takes the place, and I'm like, ooh, I feel the vibration. So all that being said, watching Buzz Lightyear this morning, got the 3 subs working. The La Scalas are perfectly aligned, towed in right to me, my seat, because I'm mostly the one who's here. It's either me or my daughter. Every now and then we all get down here, but for this seat, perfect. So the takeoffs, the rocket ships, the movie, all of the things I wanted to happen in the theater are happening here in my theater. So I'm really excited about that as well. So I'm like trying to find new movies. I started to watch Obi-Wan Kenobi. Looked at that a little bit. That's pretty good. I'm liking that. And of course, I've been watching House of Dragons. That's been pretty good. Just trying to find things to enjoy watching and listening to in my room. That's what it's about. So at any rate, Lightyear is the flavor of the day, and it is amazing. Get your room dialed up, set up, and then just put that on. Get Disney Plus, put it on. I was much better than what I saw in the theater. The theater, I guess it was just too big, and they're tuning for 100 people. I'm tuning for me. It's great. So anyway, that's that. I'm gonna turn the camera around and let you see the rest. All right. Okay, so I got the camera turned around. Gotta try to see how quickly I can do this. I don't want to make this video too long. All right, so again, you'll see now on the floor, let's start with that. There's my black velvet, and it's in 3 pieces. It's kind of jerry rig. I got some safety pins tying everything together. But in the dark, when the lights are off, you can't see any of that. It covers the floor, and this wall pretty much disappears with the black wall, the black velvet here, and black velvet up top. It becomes a black hole. So the only thing I need to do now is fix this wall here and this wall here. And I'm planning on doing that with a curtain. So here's my curtains here. Same thing, a rod and some curtains, and that covers up the entryway there because I don't have a door. So I'll just extend that from here all the way across on both sides, and now this becomes a pitch black well of darkness. So next thing, here's my RC64-3. Got it on a couple of speaker stands, covered up with just a black terry cloth towel, of course, to keep the reflections down from that cherry finish, which is beautiful. My original thought was I was going to actually leave my Lascalas in the back of the room for 2-channel only and place it with some RC7 Mark IIIs instead, but I have not done that, and I don't think I'm going to do that. But back here, you'll now see that both sets of binding posts. So for the high frequency and the low frequency, appropriately, and I've been able to actually see that, and wired. So I've got some wire covers coming to kind of bundle all that together here. But I was so excited to get my receiver back that all I wanted to do was wire it up and test it out to make sure that the HDMI board still works on it. So here's my cabinet at the moment, and so my Emotiva 5-channel is down there, and up here is the Denon back, the from Denon's warehouse, refurbished. Now in the beginning, I was trying to do the Odyssey on it, and Odyssey didn't want to work. I got kind of scared a little bit. What happened was I needed to do a firmware update. Did the firmware update. As soon as that was done, Odyssey worked fine. Everything was, clocking along perfectly. And I'm just ready to tweak now. So it's all together. And of course, yes, I've left all my stickers on and everything because who knows. But I like my stickers, so there. Over here, the sub that used to be next to my side channel, here's my right side channel here. It's a big Sony, 15-inch Sony there. So it was sitting in that corner. I moved it over directly behind my seat here. And it is an Onkyo, one of the original subs I had. It's right behind my main listening position here. Get around. And that's connected. So now, that being said, I have a Voice of God, and this is another Onkyo too, one that I had in my original setup. I just put that up to the ceiling there. So because of that, I've lost the sub. It's upstairs. This sub is now the third in the triangle. Sub there, sub there, sub here. I have a triangle right to my main listening position. So the right and left front subs are daisy chain. So I only have one sub out now because the Voice of God is using the second sub out. So I have the sub here, daisy chain to the sub here, coming back to the rack here. So here's my rat's nest in the back of my rack, my cabinet. I don't want to call it a rack, but another thing I did is I actually kind of used the labels that came with the receiver this time, and actually labeled all of my speaker wire, which I threatened to do before but never quite did. So now I can look at a glance and actually know what each cable, every speaker wire is for. So a couple of things. Now that I have two sub outs, one of those sub outs is going to the voice of God. That leaves only one sub out. So I had to use a Y connector here for the subs. You'll see. You see that? I don't know if you can see, you can't read that, but here's subwoofer. So that comes out. So I got one that's going to the sub, one's going to the sub that's here. The other one is going to the sub that's there, and then the first sub is daisy chained to that. So in, out, and then back to the Y connector here. So that takes care of the three subs. The voice of God is using the second sub out, and that comes down here to my, which is this cable here, the voice of God, and then the amp. So on the amp, I'm using two amplifiers out of the 5-channel for the biamping of the receiver. So again, 5 channels, got left. I'll just go in order. It's not exactly the way it is, but just for the sake of time. Left channel, right channel, 2 covering the center channel, which is biamp, and then 1 going up to the voice of God. That's my 5 channels that are on the amp. My rat's nest. At some point again, my wish is to replace this with an actual, like a strong metal rack on wheels, because right now I've got them on carpet sliders. It's not the best solution. A lot of stuff in here, but in the future. So I think that's it. Still got my Sony 4K. It's the previous model, the 295 ES. Those new 7000 ES and 5000 ES and 6000. They sound great, but they start at more money than I want to spend. So anyway, that's kind of what I've got going on here. I'm gonna finish watching Buzz Lightyear. I got an hour and 21 minutes left in it. Sounds incredible. If you want to test out your system, try Buzz if you got Disney Plus. Let me flip my camera around here. So here I am, covering up the lens. So did I even have my lights on? I did all that with one light. At any rate, I'm excited about where I am, what's going on, and I got my glasses on my head. Maybe I'm just an old man, but whatever. I'm enjoying my room. Got my receiver back. At some point, I want to get a rack. And every day is a new opportunity to tweak and to do something different and enjoy it. Hey, it's not hurting anybody. I'm enjoying it. We're sharing this together, you and I, and trying to, enjoy this life the best we can. Have your own home theater in your own home and do what you feel is right for you. That's what this is about. So I'm excited about, what's happening now, what's going to happen in the future. And, I just want to enjoy what we have. This is a good time. And who knows what's going to happen tomorrow. The pandemic isn't over. Now we're talking about polio. And I'm not going to get on all that. Anyway, thanks for watching. It's been a great adventure. There's so much more to come. And I hope you've enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, hey, hit that like button if you like, subscribe if you like, do what you feel. It's a free country. And as long as it's free, let's live free, be free. Enjoy what you have, and have fun. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.